But first, London's finest honoured at the annual Daily Mirror Pride of Britain Awards. From Mo Farah's PE teacher to Doreen Lawrence for her work campaigning for justice for her murdered son, Stephen. We will speak to Doreen about that award in just a moment. First, with a roundup of London's heroes, here's Phil Bales.
Everyone a winner and a Prime Minister, adding his congratulations to the people's heroes of 2012. Star-studded, but at these awards, celebrities take a backseat. They are here to pay tribute to ordinary people with the X factor, exceptional service given to others in their communities. For Doreen Lawrence, a Lifetime Achievement Award for her tireless campaign for justice after the murder of her son Stephen 19 years ago.
I would swap this any day just to have my son with me. I think that's what I would like.
Who could forget the unsung heroes of London 2012, the volunteers who gave their all for the Olympics? Mo Farah, for many, epitomises those games, but here he celebrates Alan Watkinson's achievement. Mo's former PE mentor is Teacher of the Year.
Alan said to me, I think you join a running club. I was like, no, I want to play football at that point.
Sport gave him confidence, sport gave him the respect of his peers, and sport, you know, has become his life.
You don't really appreciate anything at that age because you just think, oh, he's just taking me just because he has to take you. And then later on you realise I owe him a lot, and if it wasn't for him, you know, I wouldn't be here today.
Prince Charles's guest of honour from his own Prince's Trust comes award winner Jay Kamirat. His is a story of fighting back. Music, he says, is his life, but a savage beating almost took his life. He spiralled down into despair and sleeping rough. The Prince's Trust helped finance his choir as a business.
I just wanted to say how incredibly proud I am of Jay Kamirat and what he has actually overcome. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to congratulate him with immense warmth.
A lot of people in the past have told me that I'll never be in the same league or anything, but to be in a room of so many people who are applauding me to pick up an award means that my perseverance did pay off.
Jay Kamirat ending that report by Phil Bales, and as Bill, Doreen Lawrence is in the studio with me now. Thank you very much for coming to talk to me. And an incredible achievement to get a Lifetime Achievement Award at such prestigious awards.
It was an amazing evening, and yes, because I think since Stephen's death is, you know, my thing's always been, what more can I do? How can I help other young people to achieve their dreams where Stephen was denied his? So to be actually recognised in that way was a fantastic thing last night. When I've seen you on the clips that we've seen from the award ceremony, and also when I watched you in the Olympics opening ceremony, there was a sense of pride on your face for what you have become because of Stephen's death, but also it seems to me that you have still a very heavy heart, that you are only here doing this and receiving this recognition for something that obviously you would want to change. Oh, definitely. You know, I think sometimes people think it's great, you know, all these things are happening. But for me, I'd rather have Stephen than having to be in the public eye all the time. So it is quite heavy for me to actually stand up and, you know, in front of so many people. So even though the award is great and the recognition is really fantastic for that to happen, it's still very difficult for me to be in that place. Of course, of course. What do you think Stephen would think of the nearly 20 years of campaigning, of the fight that you have continued? Every mother would do that for their son, but you have genuinely been tireless in that campaign. Many times Steve will say to me, when there's anything, he always said to me, Mum, you care too much. And that, I think for him, you know, he would be amazed to see that it's gone on for such a long time. But like I've always said, I think it doesn't matter which one of my children, anything happened, I'm always going to be there. And so for him, you know, the fact that he didn't have his voice anymore, that he needed somebody to speak up for him, because if I didn't, they would just ignore what happened to him, and his name would be forgotten, and, you know, as if to say his life wasn't worth anything. So because it, you know, it meant so much to me, and all my children does. So it wasn't it wasn't a sacrifice in that case. It's something I knew I needed to do. And what happened in the years that followed, you know, is something that had spurred me because of the injustice that's happened. And yes, it's great to get these accolades, but it doesn't bring Stephen back, you know. So I'm just constantly reminded that, you know, he's not here.
2012, a momentous year in so many ways, in so many occasions, and definitely for you personally. There is a lot of talk at the moment about accusations of racism in football. In 2012, has much changed in those 18 years since his death?
Well, a few years ago, I used to think that, you know, there's a lot has, and in fact, you know, a lot has changed. But the fact that racism is still raising its head, and, you know, I think sometimes we become complacent and think that, you know, we've done that, we can move on. I think racism is something you always have to keep an eye on, because if you don't, it just raises its head, you know, every time, as you can see what's happening within football at the moment.
And thank goodness for people like you. I'll say it again, Doreen Lawrence, congratulations on your incredible achievement. Thank you.
Thank you.
And a quick reminder that those Pride of Britain awards will be shown here on ITV1. The programme starts at 8 o'clock tonight. Insurance companies